Welcome to Forex New York Session live stream. All right, in GBP/JPY we were anticipating buys in London session for a potential take profit till 161.200. Even if we break above this area, I was anticipating move till 161.600. That idea too played out perfectly, but I didn't execute it on this idea. And it was a slow move to the upside. It took around 5 hours for prices to fill this range that I was anticipating, and so in GBP JPY our idea has played out, but we didn't execute it on that idea, and now we will wait some sort of confirmations to potentially execute a trade. All right, in gold, looking at H4 time frame, there is probability we can continue pushing down, but keep in mind this very strong area 1772. Below that area we have another area at 1769. So although there is probability that we can continue pushing down in this 54 pips of range, but I am concerned about these wicks to left and a lot of other problems. So that's why I will not execute these sell trades. If for some what reason we see some sort of volume in gold, then maybe yes, I will trade this range. Other than that, I am willing to buy gold above 1778 for potential take profit of 30 pips. So that's what we are looking for in the GBP JPY. We can see we are moving up in previous 5 candles. We are approaching a potential rejection zone. We may reject from this area, or we can even continue pushing down, continue pushing up to fill this range almost 26 pips away. So now what we will do, if we look at H4, previous 3 H4 candles were bullish, and if we find some sort of resistance formation in this area, I will execute sells for potential take profit till 161.200 area. Other than that, I will just wait. I will not execute any position in GBP JPY. All right. And in gold, I am waiting for prices to break above 1778 area for potential buys. And Comet Comics will open in 11 minutes. Candle is about to close in 6 minutes. And this buy idea is valid as long as we stay above this little M15 support at 1775 area. Now we need to wait for current M15 candle to close in 6 minutes, and on next 15-minute candle we can push up. By looking at higher time frame, the trend is bearish, and this will be our counter trend trade in gold. And I am not looking for sells seriously because of these rejections, rejection in around 14 pips, another rejection at 11 pips, and another rejection in 26 pips. So I will just execute on this idea. If it plays out perfectly, it plays out. Other than that, I will just wait and maybe I will not trade today other than that, and come back later tomorrow. So we are only looking for this trade to play out. Buys above 1778 area by placing a stop loss at 1776, almost 15 pips of stop, and in 4 minutes current M15 candle will close, and and in 9 minutes Comet Comics will open. But we need to keep in mind this CAD CPI news. Normally whenever there is CPI news, we see some sort of slippages and spread issues across all the pairs, even if it is related to CAD or not. So we will look at what we are anticipating in CAD, nothing in news section, and we will also look at this pair GBP CAD if we starting from daily. So this whole zone was drawn once prices were around in this area, almost on 5th or 6th of July, almost a month and a half ago. We are still consolidating on that same area, and oh, we are about to activate our buy stop. It will be little bit risky if we let it get active on last 3 minutes of this M15 candle. So I will delete this buy stop, wait for candle to close, and on next M15 candle I will execute. Other than that, because I don't know how this M15 candle is about to close, so waiting makes much more sense. Our buy stop was right in here. Let's execute this on demo. On my real account I am just waiting for candle to close, because this was the position at which our buy stop will activate on real account. So wait a little bit, almost 2 or 3 minutes. Let's look at GBP CAD. If we look at, we have these two zones, and this is 145 pips of range. So, and we have CAD CPI. If we look at 1 hour time frame, we have two zones. Yeah, so I am anticipating if we break above these wicks, we can continue pushing up above these wicks for buys till this area, almost around 22 pips, and the spread normally in GBP CAD will be around 10 to 15 pips, so it doesn't make any sense to execute on that. And other than that, if we break below this area, there will be probability that we can continue pushing down by placing this stop and profit of 30 pips. All right, yeah, you see we are rejecting back inside the range, but I will still execute on next 15-minute candle. All right, 15-minute candle has closed. Place a buy stop above previous candle high in an anticipation that we can continue pushing up. Stops will be 32 pips, ideal stops, but I will lower my stop loss. Uh, yeah, right in here. My stop loss will be in this range, because if we are to move up, there is no point for candles to return back in this zone. And I am waiting for commit comics also. So I will lower my buy stop, lower my lot size in case if it activates before commit comics. I will re-add my risk later in commit comics. Alright, this is my stop around 20 pips, around 4 US dollar risk. Potential take profit around 30 pips, and we will wait for commit comics to open. We will re-add back risk because I have been burnt on this comet comics thing, so I will rather wait. Need to wait for 3 more minutes for comet comics. Comet comics is about to open in just 1 minute and a half. UPS, UPS. So today we also have a CTI news, and CTI news is coming in around 10 minutes, so maybe we will not get that comet comics push, but we will see. We'll see what happens. Alright, at this point I have placed my usual buy stop, usual risk buy stop, and I will wait for comet comics. Alright, this is comet comics candle now, and my stop loss will now be around 14-15 pips if we are to push up. Other than that, I will just remove everything and closed 50% of my position and I have already re-added back risk once we break above the high. Other than that, we will just wait. Place my stop loss below this wick because if we are to move up, there is no point of breaking this low. And we are about to get stopped out. PJPY, we are personally waiting for some sort of resistance formation to execute a sell position. Alright, we got stopped out and lost around 3 US dollars on this trade. Initial risk was 4 US dollars, and I guess this is the way things are. No action on Comet Comex thing. Today, I guess because of CPI news for CAD. My initial risk was 18 pips, 20 pips, sorry, and I closed some percentage at 11 pips, closed entire position at 14, 15 pips. So, not bad, I guess. 0.63%. I am down around 0.63% of my account. We need to wait for that CAD news to pass out. Alright, the current hourly candle has flipped bullish altogether, and we will now remove these small zones. We have broken below that area, so this buy trade is invalid, at least for now. And now we will just wait for M30 candle to close, and we may execute a position once we break below these lows, based on the fact that we have done a fake out above this area, so there is probability that we can break below this zone and continue pushing down, but we want candles to close. So Comet Comics also gave us a push today around 26 pips, although not in our desired direction, but this is the way things work. And now we will just wait. If we look at our trade today, that trade was active on 15/16. It got activated in first 1 minute of that candle. So I have noticed that whenever it got active in first 1 minute, I usually get stopped out on that trade. All right, the spreads are little bit increasing. Still 3 minutes left in candles to close. Let's see how these candles will close. All right, news is coming in around 2 minutes. Spread have jumped to 2 pips on gold and 2 pips in GBP JPY. All right, the spread is around 10 pips in GBP CAD now. News is about to be released. I guess we are going down once we break below these lows. But we also have this ballast area. So let's look at. All right, the news is released. We don't have any movement. If we look at gold, the candle has closed in a way that it reveals no information. We are still consolidating. All right, at this point, I will execute sell position in bond cat, but on my demo account. It is not opening. I can't see my position, but let it run. All right, gold. Let's look at gold. And yeah, I was expecting this move, 15, 16, 17 pips of move, but I guess we have missed that. We opened the GBP CAD pair at wrong time. Now we are dropping till 1769 area. And if the volume is with us, we can even continue dropping below that area, and we will also wait. We will look to execute some good trades if retracement occurs. Other than that, we will just call it a day today and come back later tomorrow. See, we are rejecting from this area till 1774, and we are moving back inside the range. This thing is very scary. You know what? I will execute sell position in gold because this is where I wanted to execute sell position, but it may not work out. The reason being we have a rejection. That's why I executed this trade in demo account. I don't know what gold is trying to do. We have a fake out 10 minutes before above the range, and this candle is not closed yet. And let's see how this candle closes. All right, it has closed below these areas. We have a wick to fill around 27 pips. If it wicks up first, then maybe I will execute sell position in an anticipation that we are moving down. Yeah, right in here I will give it a chance. Yeah, once we break below this low, we can continue to push down to fill this wick around 18 pips, and my stops will be above this candle high. It is executed in 5-minute time frame based on the fact that we have very high volume and we can continue pushing down, but anything can happen, and let's see what will happen. As it is not a good trade, I will lower my, so I will risk half of my trade, normal lot size. If it works, it works. Other than that, we will just wait. If we look at GBP JPY, GBP JPY is moving up, and if we look at H4, we are approaching this. Now we need to wait. I will just wait for 8 more minutes on this trade, else I will just remove the sell stop. The reason being M15 candle at that point will close and we will get the clear indication what's going to happen next. And yeah, we will wait then. Right, our entry got active. Place a stop of 20 pips, and now we will wait for next 5-minute candle. Alright, this is the next 5-minute candle. Let's see if it will break below the low and continue pushing down in this 19 pips of range. The current M5 candle close will also be the close of 15-minute candle. closed 50% of my position and rest is about to get stopped out, and it got stopped out. And in GBP JPY we are waiting, and in gold we are also waiting. Lost around 6 US dollars today, 7 US dollars today. We executed with lower lot size, but still I could have managed my risk better. And now we will wait for current 15-minute candle to close. All right. The 15-minute candle has closed back inside the range. We are just consolidating in gold. I have some trade ideas in mind, maybe later on, but not now. Now we will wait for this hourly candle to close. We have this hourly candle is very volatile candle. We broke above the range, broke below the range, and now we are back inside the range. So there is no information so far. And if we look at GBP CAD, it also hasn't broken below this area. And the gold, nothing in gold. Alright, we will execute one more trade once we break below these M5 candle lows for potential take profit of wick fill around 19 pips. Stops will be 24 pips, but we will place our stop loss somewhere in this range around 10-12 pips. Because if we are anticipating prices to keep pushing down, there is no point for candles to go back inside the range now, as we have yeah, we will look to see what happens. All right, initial stop is around 25 pips, and potential take profits will be around 1789 area, and we are also very careful on this trade because it is risky. We don't want prices to move back inside 1774 range. If that happens, we will just cut everything, and then we will wait. Alright, M5 candle has now closed. I have closed half of my position because it is very risky, and adjusted my stop loss to around 1.5 US dollar. Initially I risked 10 US dollar on this trade, and now if I get stopped out, I will be losing around 1.5 US dollars. All right, closed everything in here. It made 1 US dollar on this position because we have executed right in here. Stops was around 24 pips, so it doesn't make sense at all to hold on to this trade. And I wasn't uh, and I also don't I wasn't also I also don't expect big moves from this trade. That's why I closed everything. And now we will just wait. GBP JPY trade, that trade we missed in here was excellent trade. Should have taken it, but even if I have taken that trade, there is no way I could have held that trade for so long. And now we will just wait. It was pretty good decision to close this trade because now we will be in drawdown. We will look for another trade maybe tomorrow. We took 3 trades. 2 of them were losers. One was also a break-even trade, I will say. This push up in GBP JPY, I do like this push because if next 15-minute candle creates closes bearish, I will execute sell trade for potential take profits of 31 pips till 161.700. H4 candles are also closing in gold and in GBP JPY in 5 more minutes. Spread in gold has also jumped to 2 pips. I don't know the reason why. We are about to close in 1 minute in gold. So you see, we have filled that wick, but the way we filled that wick was alright. H4 candle has no bottom wick, it has very small bottom wick around 3 pips, and I was anticipating that we will close bearish, but prices didn't give us any chance to execute on. Now in GBP we want one bearish candle to close and then execute sell position with eyes closed for potential take profit of 56 pips. First take profit will be around 18-19 pips. Now we will just wait and we will wait for 1 more hour. We moved back inside the range with so much volume. It is around 40 pips of move, and this move occurred in just first 4 minutes. We will not trade gold now. The reason being we took 3 trades in gold, and it is at same area. So it makes sense to just wait in gold, give it a chance, give it a time to resettle down, and later on tomorrow maybe execute a trade, because I have noticed that like I took 2 trades yesterday, both were winners. There was no second chance on these trades. If my trades are to work out, they will work out in first chance. And on second chance, normally my trades don't just work out. So what I will do is I will only give one chance to trades at one specific level only. Let's say I wanted to buy on this area. I will give it a one chance, and other than that, if it got stopped out, I will not execute or not give it a second chance. candle to close in GBP JPY. If it closes bearish, we will execute sell on next M15 candle. Alright, 15-minute candle has closed bullish, closed bearish. I am anticipating some sort of upper wick first and then execute by sell stop. got active. Place this stop loss of 18 pips, around 5 US dollars, and anticipating this take profit, but I will close some percentage of my position at 15 pips. We look at gold. Gold has moved up. We want this M15 candle to close, and maybe on next M15 candle, if we start to break above 70-78 area, we can execute by position. We are up around 4 pips, but 4 pips is only 1.4 US dollars on my account. Now we need to wait for candles to close in around 12 minutes. Waiting for candles to close in around 10 minutes. Alright, the candle is flipping bullish, and we will wait a little bit for now. We have broken above previous M5 candle highs. That's the reason I have closed 50% of my position, and we'll wait a little bit more. I'm waiting to see how current M15 candle will close. And we will call it a day in just few minutes, but I am waiting to see how current 15-minute candle will close. Alright, 15-minute candle has broken above its own high, closing another percentage of my position. Lowered my stop loss. If we break above previous M15 candle high, I want to get out of this trade. Initial risk was 5 US dollars on this trade, lost around 2.5 US dollars, and lost around 4 US dollars on this trade if it hits our stop loss. And other than that, we will just wait. And we will give another chance to gold sell below this blue line, but I want current M15 candle to close and other M15 candle to close. If we start to break below this low on next on the second half of next 30-minute candle, then maybe I will give it a chance. Other than that, I will just call it a day. And let's wait for this candle to close. Now we will remove this zone. Yeah, now we have this clean range of 40 pips. If we break below this wick, we can continue pushing down. I will give it a chance. Other than that, I will just call it a day. And I will wait. Alright, M30 candle has closed. In GBP JPY we have closed bullish, but M30 candle is still bearish. I will execute sell below this M30 wick by placing a stop loss of 21 pips. There is probability I can secure like 34-35 pips from this trade, but at the same time, yeah, we will look to see how that plays out. And in gold, if I look at M30, no, that sell idea will not work, is invalid, I will say, because there is no range for prices to go down. So what I will do, I will just wait for current M15 candle to close in gold, and yeah, we will see what happens. GBP JPY, if we break below previous M15 candle low, there is probability we can continue pushing down. Other than that, I see no good trades today. I will close this trade all together because we are about, yeah, lost around 3.4 US dollars on this trade. Initial risk was 10 US dollars, sorry, 5 US dollars, and I lost around 3.7, saved around 1.3 US dollars. Alright, at this time I will just call it a day. Today was bad day, executed 4 trades and none of them were profitable. And I will see you guys later tomorrow. In fresh day will bring fresh opportunities. So we'll see you guys later tomorrow.